Mazel tov, considering the situation. What's in this? Oh, sir! What is going on in there? I am going to need you to flush twice, okay, before you come out of there. Oh, Levi! Honey, there you are! I recognize those Oshkosh bagoshes anywhere. Got them for you for your 11th birthday. What you doing in there? Hello? Levi? Honey, you got all these people out here, and some of them got pretty big envelopes. Levi! Okay. I see how it is. Not a single word for your godmother. Okay. You know what? I know what's going on here. I'm starting to think that maybe someone is a little scared of growing up. Oh, honey, let me give you my whole spiel about growing up. It's tough. In the spiel. That's right, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you because I am your godmother, which means I was appointed by God. Thank you, ma'am. Now listen, just because life is hard and it can be scary, it doesn't mean that your cute butt can't face it, okay? And I'm going to tell you this. You're never going to have to face it alone because, honey, even after they put me in the grave, I'm still going to haunt your cute little tuckus. You know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't you just get comfy in there, and I am going to tell you a little something my mother told me when I was your age. I'm not scared. You're scared. There once was a bear who was easily scared, and each night before going to bed, he would tie a bell to his door that would make a noise if anyone tried to sneak in. Because everybody knows even a bear who is easily scared is a very heavy sleeper. He was even afraid of his own reflection. And because he never saw himself, he didn't brush well, and he always had food stuck in his teeth. And honey, when you're a scared bear with food in your teeth, you just don't have many friends. The bear had one. Rabbit. She was never scared. She read scary stories, and she slept with the door wide open, and she even brushed her teeth while hanging from a tree branch by one ear. This gave her very strong ears. One day, Rabbit made an announcement. Bear, we're going on an adventure. Bear suggested that maybe instead of going on an adventure, we could read a book about adventures, you know, that way if anything goes wrong, we could just, close the book. Rabbit looked at her friend and said, Bear, are you scared? And Bear replied, I'm not scared, you're scared. And with that, they started their journey. They started to walk a little while, and then they came to a small stream. Ooh, that looks deep. It's not that deep. I mean, it looks cold. It's not that cold. I mean, you know, it looks like maybe it's full of fish. The kind of fish that would like nothing more than to nibble on the ankles of a delicious bear. Bear, mate, are you scared? I'm not scared. You're scared. And with that, Bear walked along the stream till he found a part that was narrow enough so he could step over it. There, he found Rabbit. No surprise, had fallen asleep, waiting on him. They walked a little bit longer, and they came to the edge of the woods. Ooh, that looks dark. It's not that dark. I mean, it looks, you know, spooky. It's not that spooky. I mean, you know, it just looks like maybe it's full of trees that would like nothing more than to like bonk us on the head. Bear, Buddy, are you scared? I'm not scared. You're scared. And
mean, it looks slippery.
Oh, it's not that slippery.
I mean, you know, it just looks like maybe one of the rocks, you know, might fall and land on my paw or something.
Ah! Might! Oh, you're scared!
I'm not scared! You're scared!
And with that, Bear, realizing he would do anything to avoid the high and slippery mountain, well, he walked to the nearest train station, and he took that train halfway around that mountain, and it took him to an airfield. When at that airfield, he bought a ticket to a helicopter, and that helicopter took him all the way to the mountain and dropped him right by a rabbit, who, no surprise, had fallen asleep, waiting for him.
Rabbit, can we go home now?
I'm not going home. And walked a bit more until they came to one side of a long rope bridge.
It looks wickedy.
Yeah, it might be a little wiggly.
It looks old.
Yep, it might be a little
Old? It looks like, you know, like one of the boards might break if you were, heavy enough.
Wait, Bear, Mud.
Are you scared?
And Rabbit took a deep breath in. A bear took a deep breath and said,
Yes, Rabbit!
oh, my jewels. It's okay, they were fake. And Bear said,
Yes, Rabbit, I was scared. I was scared of the river, and I was scared of the forest, and I was scared of the mountain, but most of all, I am scared of this old wickedy bridge.
and with that, Bear turned around and headed home, and he marched back to the helicopter that took him to the airfield, then back to the train, to the forest, and then he got on the bus that took him to the river so he could cross it where it was narrow, and then he trudged all the way back home into bed. Now, Rabbit, on the other hand, walked to the middle of the bridge and thought, sweet, that's a good bridge. It's not dangerous. And she started to jump up and down. And then she started to jump harder and harder and harder than she'd ever jumped in her entire life. And then, well, the board she was jumping on broke in half, and Rabbit fell all the way down the hole. The end. Oh, honey, no, it's not the end. I just need a little sip of my drink. Mom needs the top off. So are you doing okay over there in stall number 2? The code word is sarsaparilla if you need me to hit my life alert. Okay, that's a good one. Where were we? Rabbit. Okay. Thankfully, Rabbit had very strong ears. But she knew she would not be able to hold on forever. And for the first time in Rabbit's life, she was scared. Now, Bear and Rabbit hadn't realized, but throughout their journey, they had been followed by a small bird. Bird, realizing now that she had to get help, she flew all the way back to Bear's house and flew at his window, and she started chirping. She started chirping as loud as she could. Chirp,